Presenting the award for English, Miss Sherry Brooks.
There are many things we in the English department look for when choosing someone to honor for the English award. First, the student must have taken all of the English classes from 8 through 12 at Central Academy. Second, we prefer that the student has also taken independent study creative writing for at least one semester. And third, one of the most important aspects that we look for when we are choosing a student to honor with this award is whether or not that student truly has a passion for English and literature and writing. This year was not easy. We have a phenomenal group of students who take English with us and a wonderful group of creative writers. One of the creative writers who submitted work to the Scholastic Art and Writing Competition, more than half earned an honor or award of some kind. In the end, we chose a student who submitted 2 works to the Scholastic Writing Competition and earned both an honorable mention and a silver key. I'm going to be a little bit different in this speech, so I'm actually going to tell you who the student is as I start, because it's a difficult speech. So here we go. I have been honored to teach Tucker Van Gundy. There's more. For 3 years. I had him in 8th grade, and then again his junior and senior year through IB. Other students see him as a leader because of his insights during discussion, but also because of his generous nature both inside and outside of the classroom. What I love most about Tucker is his enthusiasm for English and music. He and I were talking about the novel Brothers Karamazov, which he read last year, and he read it. Sorry, love you. He loves that novel, which, that's part of, okay. And it sparked a love of Russian literature in him. He has bought more Dostoevsky works and a short play as well. Just a few weeks ago, he'd finished Never Let Me Go by Ishiguro, which we're reading in class, and he texted one of his classmates the following: Never Let Me Go is a testament to the power of memory, love, and human desire. It is so organic in nature. This is simply beautiful. All of those things are true, but to have a senior text another classmate that insightful idea just shows his passion. His love for learning and writing is just so obvious. In creative writing last semester, he explained why he chose to include prose with poetry for his creative work. He brought up all the aspects of structure as it relates to meaning in literature and as to why he made the choices he did in this creative piece. His ability to learn something, and then as a teacher, watching him mull that over and apply it to every other aspect of what I teach is simply impressive. Okay, here's the hard part. I opted to simply read an excerpt that my friend wrote about all of my students and specifically about Tucker and what she had witnessed when I had been absent from school. For those of you who do not know, my husband died suddenly on September 7th at the age of 47. I was devastated and still am. I took some time off of work to spend time with my homeschooled son and my other son as well. And now I'm crying and I can't see my speech because I have bifocals and the tears are right. But I know you're not supposed to do this, but I'm going to kind of do this, so sorry. Okay, so now all the classes have another teacher who teach the same works, except for IB. I'm the only IB teacher. And my favorite play is Richard III. So Richard III is a really difficult play. It's a really difficult play to read, and it's a really difficult play to teach. And so my sub was a little unable to do so. But the letter from her shows how great my whole IB senior class was and how Tucker Van Gundy used his love of literature to help me and his cohort at a time of intense need. So this is the quote. It was breathtaking to see your students come together in their collective desire to help. They have this love for you so tangible that I could touch it. They made food, they wrote cards, they had me send you pictures of them. This is all true. Arms draped around each other, their hearts glowing. They above all did not want to make anything harder for you, so their motto was to work harder and figure things out. All the IB seniors stepped up and did exceptional work on Richard III, a play I read in high school but did not remember very well. Tucker, with that sweet nature, that thoughtful voice, was excellent at explaining the history of the families and how each of the characters fit into the play. One block, he drew an extensive diagram on the board to show the dynamics between all the characters for the class. He understood there was so much to analyze in a line, in a turn of phrase. He would ask questions and make connections beyond the normal high school student. His leadership skills and his insight were impressive. He also was exceptional in creative writing. This is a continuation of the quote. His deep connection into his books, his interesting pairings of writing and music made his work stand out. We talked about composing works to be read aloud so he could use the different voices of the poems to connect with that music he heard. He is so reflective about works of literature. He makes connections that cause me to think deeper. He is creative and smart. He is caring. This kid is so likable, but most of all, he's a scholar. He's someone who we know is going to go on and do amazing things in music, but we also want to honor that he has discovered the music of literature. He has inspired us to think about things differently and understand that there is a song, a note, a trill, and even a rest to everything we do. That's from Darcy Kellen. On my first day back at school on October 16th, the first thing I saw when I walked in was my favorite quote from my favorite play written on the board in Tucker's hand. A horse, my kingdom for a horse, from Richard III. I broke down in tears just knowing how this amazing person could do so much to welcome me back with just a quote on the board. I'm truly honored to present the English Award to Tucker Van Gundy.